Okay, so this is a recap for the Guided Adventure Zoom class that me and Kat did today. And it was Daily Healing Prompt number 167, being a dancing monkey for the system. And that basically means any system that is subscribed to that doesn't actually make sense, but it causes like division. Any kind of like anything, like I don't know, AI is a big one right now, and how the water it uses and all that, anything that causes like a rift. So politics, whatever it may be. So we went into it and it was a bunch of talking points. And me and Kat basically just started talking about things that we did when we were younger, and even now, that people want us to feel bad or embarrassed about, because like being embarrassed for us, because we should be embarrassed about whatever it may be. And instead of doing things that work for us or that make sense to our brain and that allow us to thrive, it's basically like, no, you should be doing what everybody else wants you to be like doing things for the boys. We got to talking about that, and how like an example was how Ben's kid is now living with Kat and Ben, and how there were other kids in this restaurant with us that we went to, and other boys in there that were around his age, and so he was acting nonchalant. And it's like, we're just letting you know that's for the boys. You're acting nonchalant for the boys because it's not for the girls, and it's just a perspective. And how if you act any different than how like the, you know, everybody wants you to act, then, you know, that's how they know that you're different. And I was like, oh, that's probably how they get people to stay divided, is they make sure that the different ones don't act different because they want everyone to act as expected. And that creates even more of a division if you act differently. Or sorry, if you act the same as everyone else. And if you act differently, then it creates unity. And that wouldn't be good, because then everybody would talk and communicate. And about how, so we talked a lot of this, and like how anything that creates unity, they like the other side, I guess, they try to destroy it. Like others try to destroy it. So like AOL chat rooms created a unity, people were talking. Xbox Live, they created a unity, people were talking. And then it went on and on and on. And now it's TikTok and it's creating unity and people were talking. And now people are healing and seeing that, hey, are you experiencing this? Hey, are you experiencing this? Hey, and it's like creating a melting pot of cultures. And which is really odd, because isn't that what the United States is? Isn't that what America is? Like a melting pot of different cultures? Like, isn't that what we want? We want the unity. We want everybody to experience this great thing. But they'll create like different words and things like cringe. It's cringy to be your authentic self, or it's cringy to be genuine. And how when people go out and look for things, like they'll look for friendships instead of people that genuinely act how they act. Like, you know, and if you're gross, you attract other gross people, and how you are will attract people like you. And like every time we would go to the most impactful point of that thing, it would take us to more talking points. And really what we were doing was dismantling and untangling and bringing clarity to the collective, because people in the class, we were there because we look at our shit so much that we really didn't have a lot of being a dancing monkey for the system. So it was more collective, but like as we were talking about it, it was bringing up stuff for people in the class, like for Des and Laura and Holly, like things like that. And they were like, yeah. And then they started talking about friends and relationships, and how and then Laura was like, yeah, I don't look for friends anymore. And it's like, yeah, don't. You look for people that genuinely show up as themselves, like you, and that can be themselves on their own, and you can be yourself on your own. And then when you show up, you don't need each other, and that creates the friendship. It creates the bond. It creates the thing. And how when you see a label, it's like people see the label and they try to become the label, like goth, and they try to become the goth instead of like being you. And then you defining the thing, and then you being you and authentically you will create others, like other, it will not create, will attract others who are authentically themselves, and y'all just show up for each other, and it's great. It's fantastic. And yeah, it was a really freaking cool class, and a lot of healing and perspectives were had, And it was just really fun. Yeah.